All right, and we're recording. Hey gang, Andy here. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. This is a brand new fliggity vlog. Don't know what to do with my hands. Never did, probably never will. Anyway, so today guys, just wanted to talk about a lot of stuff and things that have been going on in the life of the old Andy Samadeshta. So, that said, let's get into it. And first we'll start off with some brief YouTube news. I announced this on my other channel, but I've decided to start making tutorials on a regular basis over on my video editing channel, Edit with Andy. And I'm going to be uploading 2 videos a week for the next 2 months, starting next week at the time of this recording. And I'm very excited for that. It's going to cover the DaVinci Resolve video editing software, which as a Premiere user for over a decade at this point, I'm really interested in learning more about, but the initial tutorials will be covering just the basics on how to get started and where stuff is and things like that. And then afterwards, I want to cover other parts of doing things in DaVinci Resolve. And then after the 2 months is up, we'll see how things go from there. I also want to make other types of content on that channel as well, talking about my life as a creative, as somebody who's been on YouTube for going on 2 decades now. That's right. We're celebrating my 20-year anniversary next year on March 1st, 2026, or March 2nd if you're in Japan. And I figure, I don't have gajillions of subscribers, but I do have lots of experience with YouTube, and I love to share that with everybody, especially those who are just getting started on their creative journey. So really looking forward to making videos on that channel, getting that channel built up. It's been a long neglected project of mine, and I'm glad to finally be able to give it the love it deserves. Now, unfortunately, as for this channel, as you guys have known, for the past 2 years now, I've been very inconsistent with uploads on here, and that's due to a lot of factors going on in my life, namely my full-time job. I just don't have as much time or, sadly, energy, because your boy's getting a bit old, as I used to sit down and make videos. But also, especially since I live in Japan, and a lot of the videos that I want to make are about stuff in Japan, talking about my journey to Japan and helping to encourage others to come out to Japan, whether it's to visit, study, work, whatever the case. I've been growing very concerned about the Japan content creation scene as of late. And my main concern derives from the rise of over-tourism post-Colonial Macaroni here in Japan. You've seen bad tourists here in Japan before. It's nothing new. It's a tale as old as time. But with the influx of tourists coming to Japan, breaking records from even pre-Colonial Macaroni, it's an issue that's been very divisive amongst the local and foreign communities and has drawn a lot of discontent, we'll say, between those communities. I feel as a content creator that is based in Japan and talks about Japanese stuff, I feel in some way responsible for the situation. Obviously, a very small amount in the grand scheme of things, but I do feel some sense of responsibility in how I can at least positively contribute to this issue. So I've just been doing a lot of thinking as far as how I can make content about Japan, but not contribute to over-tourism. So originally I thought about, well, what if I talk about stuff that's off the beaten path, right? I mean, that was one of the things I wanted to do ever since I moved down here to the Shonan coast here in southern Kanagawa, which is a prefecture just south of Tokyo, for those who don't know. That was one of the types of content that I've wanted to make, because Shonan isn't really as well known in the Western community as it is in the local domestic Japanese community. And I wanted to showcase the area because it's just gorgeous out here. The beaches are tremendous, and the vibes out here are extravagant. And I wanted to show the place off in the best light. But I feel that with the rise of over-tourism, it might turn into a hug of death type situation where, say, for instance, I recommend a place out here in Shonan or elsewhere in Japan that I think is really cool. Show the place off, make a cool video about it, and either my video goes viral or another content creator with bigger reach than I have sees my video and decides to make a video of their own at that place, and that video goes viral. What responsibility do I have as a content creator in that scenario? Because if that video goes viral, whether it's mine or somebody else's that they got the idea from, and a bunch of people go to that place, you might think, oh, well, that's great. You know, they're going to get like a whole bunch of business, and, you know, they might think about maybe expanding to another store or offering different services or whatever the case. But more times than not, the stores get overwhelmed by people, and a lot of times they have to close down just because they don't have enough staff or space to accommodate this massive influx of guests. And it's something that I'm really concerned with, because this issue has become very commonplace, especially post Colonial Macaroni. And so I have to be very careful about the type of Japan content that I make, because while I do want to encourage people to come out to Japan to visit, live, work, whatever the case, I do want to encourage people to do that responsibly and respectfully. And so I've just been thinking of ways on how to make my content in that manner. So if you guys have any suggestions for that, feel free to drop a little something in the comments down below. Be sure to check that out, because that's kind of the quandary I've been going through for the past few months now, to be honest. And it's really been rattling the old head brain. So that's pretty much all I got to say for today. And with that said, this is Andy. Signing for now. As always, forever, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye.
Simple life and happier times, spirits of past, memories of mine. Shooting stars in the pale moonlight, morning rainbows make it all